Think of a cookie and something like this might come to mind. A thick, crumbly disc of dough that's baked to perfection and possibly laced with chocolate chips or, like this one, peanut butter. Then there's this, a wafer-thin treat that looks more like an ornament you might hang on a Christmas tree than something you'd eat. But this is edible, and it's delicious. These are Pizzelle, waffle cookies that hail from Italy and are beloved all over the world. They're prized around the holidays, but after tasting one, you'll realize why this specialty cookie is worth enjoying any time of year. Perhaps best of all, Pizzelle take only a dab of batter and 30 seconds to cook. Today, I'm going to show you how. So let's get this Pizzelle party started. Hello and welcome to I Want to Cook. My name is Chef Matt and this channel is all about helping you be a better cook. And after watching this episode, you're going to know how to make Pizzelle. Now, let me disclose first off that I'm not quite sure that I'm pronouncing it correctly. I think it's Pizzelle, but I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments below if I'm saying it wrong, and feel free to correct me, please. What I do know from researching Pizzelle for this video is that they are Italian in origin, specifically from the Abruzzo region, and that P's in Italian means round and flat. Yes, there's a reason that Pizzelle sounds like pizza. L, meanwhile, means small because these are, well, at least smaller than a pizza. Pizzelle are thought to be some of the oldest cookies in the world, and I can understand why due to their simplicity. And that's hardly a bad thing. In fact, their simpleness is one of the reasons why I love eating them, and the way in which they are made is one of the reasons I love cooking them. With your standard cookie, you make a batter of flour, eggs, sugar, butter, and the like. Then you bake it in an oven for anywhere from, say, 10 to 20 minutes. Pizzelle, however, cook in just 30 seconds. Yeah, a fraction of the time it takes to make regular cookies. Oh, and you don't need an oven. You need something else. A Pizzelle iron or an electric Pizzelle maker. See, unlike standard cookies, Pizzelle aren't baked as much as they are griddled. Similar to a waffle, you put the batter between two hot plates, press down, and half a minute later, you have Pizzelle. It's that easy. Well, at least if you have a Pizzelle maker. Now, as I mentioned, traditionally Pizzelle were made in metal plates that were held over a fire, similar to this other specialty cookie maker that I have. But nowadays there are electric Pizzelle makers, sort of like this one that I found new in the box at the thrift store recently. And yes, this is also the correct answer to last week's culinary trivia question. Congratulations to everybody who identified this as a Pizzelle maker. We're going to use it today. Now, admittedly, before buying this, I had never made Pizzelle before because, well, I didn't have a Pizzelle maker. But like I said, this was new in the box and I only paid $15 for it, so I figured why not? And I'm so glad that I did because, well, Pizzelle are delicious. Now, this particular model is made by a company called Chef's Choice. I don't think they make these anymore, but there are plenty of other manufacturers that still do. So if you do want an electric Pizzelle maker, there's plenty of them out there. I suspect other models are equally easy to use as well. This thing is dead simple. It doesn't even have an on or off switch. You simply plug it in, the plates get hot, and after about 3 or 4 minutes, you are ready for your Pizzelle action. This just has a little indicator light that tells you when things are ready, and interestingly, it says baking, but like I say, they're not really baking here. You're more like griddling because, well, there's no oven. You're just putting dough between two hot plates and you're griddling like you would a waffle. Now, real quick, you might have also noticed this has this intricate pattern. And traditionally, this could have been a family crest. This could have been, a lot of different like decorations that might mean something to a family or might mean something, for holiday festivities. These are kind of like these almost snowflake pattern, and that just adds to the joy of making and eating pizzelle. Now, whatever you want to call it, baking, griddling, whatever, cooking pizzelle happens in a flash. Like I say, it only takes about 30 seconds to make these things, and here's how easy it is to do. Like other cookies, pizzelle begin with a batter, and the ingredients here are simple. Eggs, flour, baking powder, sugar, some butter or oil, and vanilla extract or anise. Also, if you're gluten-free like me, I've found a 1-to-1 gluten-free flour work great for gluten-free pizzelle. To make the batter, we'll first combine the wet ingredients by cracking the eggs and then adding the oil or butter and the vanilla extract. Whisk everything really well. Now combine all the dry ingredients and again, mix everything together really well. Time for two to become one. Mix the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients and mix it well with a spatula. The consistency you're looking for is for it to be sticky and to be able to get off of a spoon, but not to be too runny. So you may need to add a little water if it's too dry or a little more flour if it feels too wet. I've found that a batter that's maybe a little more wet than a drop cookie batter works well for these. Now plug in your pizzelle maker and get it hot. I like to add a little bit of oil on the plates to help prevent sticking. Now it's go time. This happens fast, so make sure you have a couple of spoons and maybe a third to help get the batter off of each. Simply put the batter on the plates and press down and wait 30 seconds. I like to use a stopwatch here to make sure that everything goes according to plan. When the time is up, lift the lid and check your pizzelle. It's okay if one sticks to the top. I like to use a chopstick here to help extract the pizzelle without scratching up the non-stick plates. Now simply repeat the process until you've used all the batter. Now again, this only takes about 30 seconds per batch, and I found that there's a pretty quick tipping point from pizzelle going from soft to crunchy to, well, burnt. So time it and check them according to how you like your pizzelle. If you want them on the crunchier side, just cook them for a little bit longer. And here's what you get, this beautiful pizzelle. Now, admittedly, I'm not a pizzelle pro. This probably isn't as perfectly round and ornamental as it could be. But, for a pizzelle newbie, you can see how easy it is to churn these out. Now, this happens to be a gluten-free one, and if you're wondering what they taste like, they're delicious. It's almost like a sugar cookie. But this isn't the only way that you can enjoy pizzelle. Part of the magic of pizzelle is that they can take on other shapes or even become edible plates unto themselves. So, for example, if you want to turn a pizzelle into, well, like an ice cream cone, you can do that. There's a special wooden device just for that. So, after the pizzelle are hot and cooked, simply wrap them around this cone-shaped device and you suddenly have a cone-shaped pizzelle. Powdered sugar is a traditional topping for pizzelle, and that makes something good only better. But let's say you're a chocolate lover. Well, good news. Chocolate and pizzelle go hand in hand, and it's really easy to do. What you're going to want to do is set up a double boiler like I showed you in a previous episode, and melt some chocolate. When the chocolate is melted, dip, smother, or otherwise dress the pizzelle with chocolate however you like. Once the chocolate cools, you will have a chocolate-covered pizzelle. I mean, look at this. We've got a chocolate-covered pizzelle here, or you could even coat it in powdered sugar, or look at this. it's like a waffle cone. This is just waiting to be filled with ice cream or, some sort of delicacy, maybe some fruits, and it's all edible and delicious. Heck, we could even make, I don't know, can we say a Pizzelle taco? You could fill this with any treat and Pizzelle taco. How cool is that? And if bowls are more your thing, well, just take your hot Pizzelle, put it into a bowl, and you can shape it into an edible bowl that again can be filled with whatever you want and eaten. I just absolutely love the versatility of Pizzelle. So there you go, Pizzelle 101. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that varieties of these are also made in other countries. In Scandinavia, you might know them as luken or crumb cake. And then there is, of course, stroopwafel. Although stroopwafel and Pizzelle differ. Stroopwafel are technically, well, they're kind of like two of these put together with caramel in between. So instead of a single wafer, you have two, and you have that lovely filling. But now I want to hear from you. Have you ever had Pizzelle? Maybe your family has made them for generations. What is your favorite type of cookie, and what advice do you have for people like me who are maybe new to making Pizzelle? Be sure to put that in the comments below. Okay, trivia time. Yet another, well, I guess clamping thing that I found at a thrift store. I picked this up not so long ago at a thrift store in Denver, and honestly, I'm not quite sure what it is. I think I know what this is, but I'm not positive. If you know what this thing is, or if you have a guess, put it in the comments below, and well, we'll all figure it out together next week. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Until next time, I hope you want to cook.